The Achaemenid Empire, keen to regain its vassal states, sends Farhad the Prosperous into Thrace with an enormous force, half of which is his own personal retinue, while Sarush, the orator, gathers an army in Syme. The Greeks spend the winter bickering over the previous year's disastrous intervention in the Anatolian uprising. Pro-Anatolian ecclesia in Athens and Eretria gather two small forces in hope of a more prosperous adventure come campaigning season. In Larissa, a mercenary force of Spartans has made camp and begun negotiations with the Macedonian cities who, having heard rumors of a Persian invasion, are keen to form alliances with the greatest of all Greek forces. Before the campaigning season has begun, the cities of Maronia and Abdera send envoys to Farhad the Prosperous seeking to return to the fold of Achaemenid control. Farhad, the Prosperous, gathers his force in Abdera, and come summer he marches to the city of Elion, who immediately capitulate and allow Farhad the Prosperous to resupply and continue on to Stagira. Initially the city gates were closed to Farhad the Prosperous, but after witnessing his forces arriving over the course of 2 days, the city leaders reversed their decision and welcomed him into the city with full honors. Meanwhile, the forces in Eretria struggled to find enough ships for their forces. Not wanting to waste the campaigning season, they set off too early and, reminiscent of the previous year, run into a vicious storm and are forced to return home, with roughly 30% casualties. In the north, as news of Farhad's march reaches Macedon, the Spartans are invited over the hills and camp outside Pydna, where after much discussion they agree to help stop Farhad along the coast, if he pushes too far into Macedonian territory in the remaining summer months. Farhad the Prosperous' speed through Thrace has caused a panic amongst the Greek states, and fearing how far he will go, a force is gathered in Athens and begins a grueling march to Larissa, hoping to get to the Spartan and Macedon forces in time to stop the Persians. Farhad the Prosperous first marches to Therma, but after hearing about the Greek forces in Athens mustering, he decides to break the siege and quickly march on Pydna and the Spartans, hoping to wipe them out before their allies arrive. 497 The Battle of Pydna. The Spartan commander Theron hears of the Persians' sudden march towards Pydna. Needing to buy time for hopeful Greek allies, he takes his small force along the coast, and hopes to delay the Persian crossing over the river Halakman, but he is too slow, and arrives after the Persian vanguard has successfully crossed. Theron places his light cavalry on his right flank in the open fields, whilst his peltasts set up near a farmhouse in the center, and defending his left flank, amongst the farm's fields, are his Spartan hoplites. Farhad the Prosperous places his medium cavalry and their supports on his left flank, facing the Greek cavalry. In the center forest and fields he places his skirmishers, while his main force consisting of endless Spara units, immortals, and 3 Greek hoplite phalanx crosses the river Halakman. In turn 1, Theron decides to hold his ground, in hopes of delaying the start of the battle for as long as possible, and prays for night to arrive early. Farhad the Prosperous orders his forces to advance on the Greeks and destroy them. Whilst his cavalry and skirmishers have no problem, the bulk of his main force struggle to manage crossing the river Halitman. Turn 2. Theron maintains his strategy of delaying, whilst Farhad the Prosperous still struggles to get his main forces across the river Halitman. The Persian cavalry commander takes it upon himself to delay the cavalry advance, hoping to maintain a steady battle line. Turn 3. As Theron holds his forces back, the Persian cavalry advance into bow range, and draw first blood, whittling down the Greek light cavalry. Greek turn 4. The Greek light cavalry advance into javelin range of the Persian medium cavalry and draw blood, as the peltasts advance to the edge of the rough fields, and the Spartans continue to hold their ground. Persian turn 4. The cavalry charge, wiping out a Greek light cavalry unit and decimating the other. And on the far right flank, the Persian hoplite phalanx advance towards the waiting Spartan line. Greek turn 5. As the Spartans exchange insults with the Persian vassal hoplites, the peltasts take it upon themselves to charge the Persian medium cavalry. Unfortunately, the concentrated bow fire stripped them of their momentum, and they were quickly seen off. And in the ongoing battle on the sea coast flank, the Persian cavalry continued to push back the Greek light cavalry. Persian turn 5. Facing off against the Spartans, the vassal hoplites wisely wait for the help of the immortal units. Whilst in the cavalry battle, the stubborn Greek cavalry continued a hard fighting withdrawal, unwilling to give up the flank, and maybe the battle to the Persian forces. Greek turn 6. As the thunder and dust of the Persian horde envelop the Greek senses, Theron commands his troops to hold the line, giving time for his peltasts to redress their ranks, and hoping for a miracle on the cavalry's flank. Persian turn 6. Looking to weaken the Greek line, Farhad the Prosperous sent his chariots and skirmishers to the front, whereupon they did create woe and despair amongst the Greek hoplites, as the Greeks had not attached their aprons to their shields. To compound the Greek problems, the cavalry duel was finally ended with a Persian victory, and now the Greek flanks were exposed. Greek turn 7. Being of brave and bold countenance, the Spartans charged the Persian lines. Be it chariot, skirmisher or hoplite, they cared not. And after the initial charge was over, the skirmishers had been seen off, along with the chariots, even if at a mighty cost. Persian turn 7. Farhad the Prosperous, the victor of Syme, the conqueror of Thrace, the subjugator of Macedonia, orders his skirmishers to fall back, and sends in his elite immortals to clash with the Spartans. And in an encouraging sign, his cavalry has started the rout of the Greek right flank. Greek turn 8. As the peltast commander does his best to rally his men, he can see that the Persian cavalry is tired and near to breaking. He hopes his efforts will be enough. In the center, the sheer mass of the Persian units gives the immortals the impetus they need to push the Spartans back. And on the Greek left flank, the lone Spartan phalanx still holds off the three vassal phalanx.
By noon this day, you will be dead men. 1,000 nations of the Persian Empire descend upon you. Our arrows will blot out the sun.
Persian turn 8. The peltasts are no match for the endless arrows and javelins of the Persian cavalry, and they flee the battlefield. But do the Spartans even notice as they are ground ever backwards by the Persian immortals? The Greek line is split, and for Farhad the Prosperous all is as it should be and ever was. Sublime. Greek turn 9. The immortals continue their advance, shoving the Spartan hoplites ever backwards. But all is not in shame for the Spartans, as their lone phalanx dies to a man, obliterating the opposing phalanx and devastating the supporting units. Persian turn 9. With the flanks broken and the Persian cavalry set loose, the last of the Spartan phalanx are set upon and destroyed, wiping the battlefield clear of any opposing Greek presence. Farhad the Prosperous is victorious again. As winter looms on the horizon, Farhad the Prosperous is called back to Persepolis. It seems Darius I, the king of kings, wishes to keep a watchful eye on a man as capable as Farhad the Prosperous has shown himself to be. Meanwhile, for the Greeks, winter cannot come soon enough, or last long enough, as they now realize how mighty the Persian army is, and how close it has already come to the Greek heartlands.